In 1700, India was one of the largest economies in the world, producing nearly 23% of global economic output. Its cotton and silk were traded across continents. Spices moved through vast international trade routes. And diamonds like the Koh-i-Noor came from Indian mines. But India's strength was never just about a single jewel. It was an economy built on agriculture, craftsmanship, industry, and global trade. Yet within 150 years, the subcontinent would be under British rule. So what changed? By 1700, much of the subcontinent was under the Mughal Empire, a vast and economically active state. Regions like Bengal were among the richest in the world, known for agricultural productivity and textile production. Indian muslin was so fine it was described as woven air. Artisans across the subcontinent produced textiles, metalwork, and goods that were exported across Asia, the Middle East, and Europe. India was not isolated. It was deeply connected through land and sea trade routes that linked it to global markets. At this point in history, India's economy was larger than Britain's. But the British did not arrive as rulers. In 1600, the British East India Company was formed, a private trading company created to profit from Asian trade. By the early 1600s, British merchants had established trading posts in Surat, Madras, and Bombay. They came for spices, textiles, tea. They operated with permission from Indian rulers and paid taxes to conduct business. At this stage, they had no political control. They were merchants working within a powerful and established civilization. That would not last. In 1757, everything shifted. At the Battle of Plassey, the East India Company defeated Siraj-ud-Dowlah, the Nawab of Bengal. This mattered because Bengal was one of the richest provinces in India. Control over Bengal meant control over revenue. And control over revenue meant power. Trade was beginning to turn into rule. In 1765, the company gained the right to collect taxes in Bengal, Bihar, and Orissa. Now it was no longer simply trading, it was administering revenue systems. Large amounts of wealth that once circulated within India increasingly flowed to Britain. Historians later described this process as a drain of wealth. The shift did not happen overnight. It was gradual, but deeply consequential. Meanwhile, Britain was industrializing. Factories began producing machine-made cloth at scale. These goods entered global markets and competed directly with Indian textiles. Policies increasingly favored British imports. Indian weavers and artisans, once central to global trade, struggled to compete. India's share of global economic output began to decline. Control expanded step by step. In 1799, Tipu Sultan was defeated in southern India. In 1803, Delhi was captured. In 1849, Punjab was annexed. Through wars, alliances, and treaties, the East India Company gradually extended authority across most of the subcontinent. The Mughal Emperor remained in Delhi, but largely as a symbol. Real political power had shifted. Then, in 1857, rebellion broke out. Indian soldiers serving in the company's army rose up. The uprising spread across northern India and became one of the most significant challenges to company rule. Although it was suppressed, it exposed deep tensions within the system. and marked the beginning of the end. In 1858, the British government dissolved the East India Company. India came under direct control of the British Crown. The British Raj had begun. In less than 150 years, the British had moved from traders seeking permission to rulers governing a vast subcontinent. When the British first arrived, India was already wealthy, structured, and globally connected. Its cities thrived. Its artisans were respected. Its economy mattered on the world stage. The transition from trade to rule was gradual, but transformative. And understanding that transition helps explain modern India